Hello everybody, my name is Takeo and welcome to the channel, and I hope everyone is having a great day today. And I also want to thank you guys for tuning into today's video. I try my best to post Genshin Impact videos every 1 or 2 days, so if you want to get notifications for when I post a new video, be sure to click on that little bell down below so that way you get all post notifications. And along with that, be sure to comment, like, subscribe, as all types of support on the channel is well appreciated. So without delaying the video any longer, let's get on with it. Also, quick heads up, this video is more meant for people who are starting the game off with no sort of knowledge, or for those who have been thinking about downloading the game. So it's been a week since Genshin Impact has been out, and I think that's more than enough time to form my own opinion on how the game is and why I think those of you watching that have ever had thoughts of playing should at least give it a try. Now, before downloading the game, I had no prior knowledge of it and have never seen gameplay of it, but I saw a bunch of my friends playing it and asked them what it was about. As soon as they told me that the game was an open world anime style RPG, I was immediately sold on it, so I decided to start downloading it, and it took forever, but it was well worth the wait. Another thing I just want to put out there, the game's website is probably one of the best websites for a game that I have ever seen. Like seriously. The very first thing about this game that I take note of is how absolutely beautiful the music is. The music on the title screen alone is just absolutely phenomenal. It's so relaxing and calming, and it really pleases the ear. And the music only gets better when you're in combat or you're just roaming the world. And speaking of the world in this game is absolutely beautiful. It's so open and so vast. There have been multiple instances where playing the game where I've just thought to myself about how gorgeous and attractive this game is. I dare you to stand on the tallest cliff in this game and say to yourself, this world trash. Now let's move on to the combat, which all I can say is just, I am personally absolutely in love with this game's combat. This game's combat is so smooth and also very satisfying, where you're just melting enemies with your different types of team comps. Also, in this game, each character has their own set of unique abilities which differ from each other, making it so that the characters in this game have a sort of diversity. And learning how these characters work with each other and building different types of team comps for certain types of enemies and bosses really makes the team building in this game so much fun. You can either run a team of characters that have different elements, or you can run a team with the same elemental type for team benefits called elemental resonance. This is basically a team benefit that is granted when you have two of the same element on your team. For example, if you're going to run 2 hydro characters, you will be granted the effect called Soothing Water. This effect makes it so that you take 40% less pyro damage and increases your incoming healing by 20%. If you were to put 2 pyro characters on your team, you would be less affected by cryo for 40% and would increase your overall attack by 25%. Elemental Resonance offers more what you can do with your team comps in this game, making it more enjoyable, so I personally give the team building in this game a solid A+. Now, I would hate to do this, but let's take a break from all the positives I've listed so far and go on to the negative side. Now, this wouldn't be a truthful video if I didn't list at least a couple negatives about this game. So, Genshin Impact is a gacha game like Dokkan Battle or Grand Cross, both well-known gacha games. In this game, you can summon or make wishes to try to build a better team. Now, when I first started playing this game, I was lucky because I got my 5-star character in my first wish. But let me just say that this game's drop rates are complete, utter garbage. But I did also hear that in the 1.1 update, drop rates will be getting a bit of an update, but as of right now, the drop rates are complete trash, like seriously. So I would suggest for new players to just save your primo gems until the 1.1 update gets released. Also, if you do want to check out my video about the upcoming 1.1 update, I will leave it in the description below. Another negative thing I would have to say about this game is the multiplayer. It needs some fixing. There's not really much you can do in multiplayer at the moment other than farming elite bosses and domains. If you're hoping to get some materials and craft, you're out of luck, because if you go into another player's world, you cannot use any shops, alchemies, or blacksmiths. You'll be able to click on them, but you won't be able to open them up and use the list of things that you can craft or buy. Also, if you're in someone else's world, you cannot open any of the chests that you find in their world. The only time you can get rewards when you're in another player's world is when you've defeated an elite boss using resin or completing a domain. However, you can matchmake with other players, but only in domains. Also, another quick thing about this game is multiplayer, and this isn't a bad thing at all, it's just how the game is. But if someone's a higher world rank than you, then you can't play with them. So if you're world rank 0 and your friend is world rank 1, You can't join them, however they can still join you, but you won't be able to play with them until you hit World Rank 1. Then if they were to hit World Rank 2, you can no longer play with that person. But aside from that little thing I just mentioned, at the moment I would say Genshin Impact is more of a single player experience until they decide to make some additions or changes to the game's multiplayer system. Now, the two negatives that I just mentioned regarding drop rates and multiplayer, I feel if they were to get fixed, it could easily create a better play experience for current players and new coming players to the game. So with that being said, let's head back to the positive side. Next thing about this game is when it comes to the interactions with the NPCs and major characters in the storyline. You can select what you want to say in question, response. You can say a line that makes you seem super confident or cocky, or just make some smart remark or joke. Being able to pick your own dialogue makes it seem like you're giving your character a personality, and this will make you feel some form of immersion when playing the game. And another thing about this game is that I always feel like I'm doing something when roaming the world. When you're not doing the main quest because your adventure rank isn't high enough, or you just want to take a break from the main storyline, I personally feel that there's so much you can do. You can find domains all around the world or do ones you've already done. Around the world you'll come across locked chests, and to unlock some of these chests you have to do a certain task like defeat a mob of enemies or use your elemental abilities to figure out a puzzle. You can farm elite bosses to get your adventure rank up, along with getting materials to ascend your characters, which, since we're on the topic of elite bosses, I do have a video on my channel that talks about the 6 elite bosses that can be found in Genshin Impact at the moment. So if you guys want to check that out, I will definitely leave it in the description below. Now, back to it. There are side quests all around the world that you can do. You can do the daily commissions from the Adventurers Guild to get even more rewards. You can cook and get your proficiency up with a bunch of different dishes you can learn by activating the recipes that you find or buy. You can craft potions using the alchemy, and this brings me back to the topic of the characters, because if you're at a blacksmith, alchemy, or an area where you can cook, characters can actually give certain benefits when using them to craft, cook, or make potions. The final thing that I want to touch upon when discussing this game is its progression and leveling up, two key factors when it comes to a good RPG style game. First off, you have your adventure rank, which can be leveled up from really doing anything in the world. Main quests, side quests, domains, elite bosses, and random events that pop up at random times whenever you're roaming the world. Also, another small thing in regards of adventure rank, there are going to be checkpoints in the story to where it will give you a notification saying that your adventure rank is high enough, and that is when you'll go out in the world and do a bunch of stuff to get your adventure rank up. Now, you also have characters which you can level up, and once you hit the level cap for that character, you can ascend them, level them up, and make them stronger. You also have a good variety of weapons that you can level up, and like the characters, they have a level cap in which you can ascend and make them stronger as well. Now, there's a lot of characters in this game, and trying to max them all out will take some time. You also have your Adventurous Handbook that you get from Catherine in the Adventurers Guild when you spend some time in Mondstadt. This handbook has chapters, and in each chapter there's multiple tasks to be completed, and once you finish them all, you move on to the next chapter and so on. So to me, the progression in this game is solid. Now, this game has its bugs from time to time, but it just got released, so I really can't demean this game for something that it's bound to have as a new release. Now, before I talk a little bit about why I think you should download this game and give it a try, I'm going to give you my quick, short, and personal opinion on this game. I think it's overall a very solid game. The combat is so much fun, very satisfying. This game has beautiful music. This game overall is beautiful and very attractive. The progression system is just so much fun and so satisfying to when you finally complete that something that you've been wanting to do. And I always feel like I'm doing something when I'm not focusing on the main storyline, which, by the way, the main storyline isn't half bad. Overall, in my personal opinion, I think this is a good game. Now on to you guys and why I think you should give this game a shot. If you're a fan of very grindy RPG games, then give this game a shot. If you've been hearing so many good things about this game but still don't know whether or not you should give it a try, I will tell you, this game is certainly a game that is worth trying. It has its ups and downs, but it's overall a good game in my opinion. And if you don't like it, then that's fine. At least you give the game a try. If you've become completely in love with this game, I'm glad that you found another game that you enjoy playing for possibly hours and hours on end. But anyway guys, that's going to do it for today's Genshin Impact video and my opinions on it and why I think you should give the game a shot. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to leave a comment, like, subscribe, and also hit that notification bell down below for all future posts. And as always guys, I will talk to y'all later. Peace.